Yep, YouTube's doing its negative time thing again. Wish I knew if that meant it was actually live or not. Well, I suppose there's one way to find out. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it's doing negative time. Hello, Kay. Hello, Jadens. YouTube is weird. My elapsed time is in the negatives right now. Like, no joke, it's in the negatives right now. It is climbing up to 0. I'm doing good. Just making sure the microphone's actually working. Go. And the time is now officially counting upwards. Hello, Rand. I don't know why YouTube has started doing that lately. I should also make sure I'm actually centered on the webcam. Yes, I am. I'm totally professional. I've totally got this all set up and easy to do. I totally didn't just come down here like a couple minutes ago to finalize everything. Oh, hey. I have an Uzumo buddy. I forgot to look up if this thing's actually Izumo or Uzumo. It could be Izumo. I'm gonna call it Izumo. Makes more sense. I'm getting so close to getting Yamato. If I wasn't so close to getting Yamato, I probably would be streaming something else tonight. Tomorrow I will be doing something else. I don't know exactly what yet. And just for those who aren't on the Discord or can't be on the Discord, tomorrow is a YouTube exclusive day, so tomorrow night will also be a YouTube stream. And then Monday is Twitch exclusive, so I'll be streaming purely on Twitch over there. Oh, tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Monday. Blech, I can speak. My brain is working. Trust me, my brain is working fine, guys. I'm not frazzled. I don't even know why I'm kind of frazzled. I just am. My brain just wants to frazzle. I mean, I'm legitimately drinking coffee tonight because I screwed up making my tea. You might wonder, how do you screw up making tea? Well, it's simple. I was making a tea that we have that's basically a berry tea. It tastes like fruit punch, which is weird, but, you know. Well, if you add milk to it, it instantly curdles the milk. On every tea I make, I add milk, except it, for good reason. Without thinking, when I made my tea, I walked to the fridge, grabbed the milk, and poured some in. End result obvious. That cup is now in the sink. So I'm drinking coffee. Because my coffee bowl is fine. Coffee makers are neat. We have a little Keurig thing. And it's rather convenient to have. I wish I had just like a little like 2-cup coffee machine down here so that I didn't have to go upstairs to make coffee. It would be very handy. I also wish my shells would stop ricocheting off that Alsus. That would also be very handy. Hello, AI. Technically, I've done that before. I have old vlogs I think should still be public. I think. Where I've been through most of the house. But it's really nothing to see. It's a mess. The house is very much a mess. If you're expecting clean, don't. God damn it. Of course he gets a solid hit on me. Yet everything you're firing at him is either shattered or frickin' bounced. Oh boy. Hi, British cruiser. I played Far Cry 3 and the expansion. The one with laser dinosaurs. God damn it, I suck at aiming right now. It's not like labeled house tour or anything, but like through quite a few of the vlogs I would just wander through the house, but I don't know if I've left many of them public or not. There we go. See, I can aim. Occasionally. I'm about to take a torpedo to the nose. And of course I'm flooding again. I can't blame you. I mean, there's a reason I'm slowly making all of my old vlogs private. Well, it's more I'm making them unlisted, so if anyone has watched them and really wants to rewatch them for some reason, they can. But otherwise, they're just kind of going away. And that's a lot of those old vlogs. I was very depressed when making them. And just me seeing them again is just kind of like, eh. I remember everything that was going on, and it's just, eh. Nice, isn't that like the second week of March? I remember that being like the second week of March. That would be a summer break at that point. Oof. Well, it'll always happen again there, AI, so... It's very rare for a convention to not, you know... For, you know, one to just happen once and then just never again. So... I am doing remarkably well, given how low health I've had for so long. And that destroyer definitely wants me dead. Especially now that he's seen I'm secondary built. I'm gonna launch this just in case. Also, anyone not too familiar with Warships is probably wondering what I'm doing with my kind of zigzagging back and forth. I'm preemptively dodging this Fletcher's torpedoes. Because if you sail in straight lines, you're pretty easy to torpedo. Zigzagging actually slows me down, but it makes me much... Oh, god damn it. That also just barely lived, really. Ow. It makes me much harder to torpedo, basically. It's not really something you want to do while fighting, like, another battleship. Like, I took a lot of damage from that Ulysses because I was zigzagging and having to and showing him my side constantly. But it worked out because it meant I didn't just get torpedoed by the destroyer. Which I already forgot it is again. Fletcher. The destroyer that America made hundreds of. Is that Gene Bart not just nose on? Why? Nose on! You've only got 2 guns and they're right there. My little spotter plane is still circling. Poor thing. It has no home to return to. Yep, there it goes. Popping out of existence. Well, crashing is more like it, but you know. That won't help you any, guys, now. Fighters are not great for helping spot destroyers. You got this, buddy. Well, Friendly's got this, but he lived. That counts for something. Not bad, considering my health for most of that match. Oh, excuse me. Coffee does this. Yeah, I'm 65,000 experience away from Yamato right now. Using my free XP, but I don't care about using my free XP to get it. I just want Yamato already. This has been such a long grind. I just want this. Now I'm going to need to grind out silver, but silver is easier than experience. Yamato is the Tier 10 Japanese battleship. It is also the largest battleship ever built. Like, physically largest guns. Honestly, it's quite a big waste of material in reality. That's kind of a problem with battleships in general. Is battleships are... They served their role, but now that aircraft carriers exist, they don't really have a role anymore. Nations still build them because, I mean, they're big and they they're imposing, but that midway over there would be much more use than, any battleship. I should also change the voice to jingles. That way you guys can actually hear what's going on. Yeah, change it to Calm Richard and have it be in Russian.
Let's kick some ass and take some names.
Now it's in English. Now it's an Englishman speaking English.
Hey, you in the ship. Help! Hang in there. Help is on the way.
I was really hoping to citadel him. I should also really slow down, but I kind of want to try helping this Yugamo with AAing. Though it appears the enemy carrier is very content to be... Yeah, there's a Friesland over there, that'd be why. They're going to want to protect their little machine gun. Friesland is a very imposing destroyer. It has no torpedoes and only 2 guns. So you'd assume it's going to be pretty bad, right? The thing outputs something like 36 shells a minute from those 2 guns. Technically, it's 2 double-barrel guns, so it's 4 guns, but still, that is a lot of boom. They're also not very big guns, but, you know.
Spotter, returning to ship.
Well, my spotter plane was basically just wasted. Because thank you, friendly carrier, for helping 2 people that don't really need help. I can really get the feeling their destroyer is about to come around the other side of this island.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Kokomo is tier 9, right.
Fire, fire, fire.
This is very dumb. Yeah, very dumb. I was honestly expecting to have a little more backup.
Fire, fire, fire. Bullseye.
Can't let 2 fires burn.
We need more
Problem
Dakar.
solved, sir.
Fire, fire, fire.
Enemy battleships detected.
This is not going so great.
Spotter
All
airborne.
stations requesting fire support. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
This is gonna hurt. Okay, good. He's going after the lion instead of me. Or the lion.
Enemy battleships detected.
Well, that would explain why the Midway was so keen on getting us away from here.
Requesting fire support.
Spotter, returning to ship. Torpedoes dead ahead. Carrier sighted.
It's the problem with the Jingles voice, is I actually thought the aircraft carrier had just been respotted. When in fact, it has not been. Now it has.
Fire.
I shouldn't have done that. I thought I was flooding, but I wasn't.
Problem solved, sir. Fire.
Help!
Well, this team fell apart. And I'm willing to believe it was probably the Yamato that caused it, given they still have both of their destroyers. Not Yamato, but the Midway. The carrier. Brain is still a bit frizzed. Like, I get right now he should just be hitting whatever he can, but... Also, yeah, this is a Frizzland firing. Well, it's dead now. Well, at least one of their destroyers died.
Hopefully they'll do something stupid.
Thing is, I've seen the Omega Duck before, and he's not a bad carrier. He just seems to be playing very dumbly. Like, he spent most of his time helping A that really didn't need the help until all the enemies at B moved in. It was still a 2-on-2.
The enemy's about to win.
I know part of it is also the Yugamo has not done a whole lot this entire match. At least not that I could see. He's probably gotten a fair bit of spotting damage, I guess. Oh, there's a couple torpedo hits. One torpedo hit. Yeah, next month. And I know I've mentioned it before, but when Animal Crossing comes out, I will not be missing a single day stream unless I get sick. And every day stream will be Animal Crossing. At least for a full year cycle. Every day stream will be Animal Crossing. I actually wonder. I want to stay for the score screen, but I can just pull it back up. Is the Yamato the gunboat, or is it the...
Enemy are winning.
Bleh. Gassy. Is it the gunboat or the torpedo boat? Because I'm pretty sure... Okay, it is the torpedo boat. So I can't be as angry with him, but still... It's not like this thing's a bad gunboat. Like... It's not as good as a gunboat as Kitakaze, but that's because that's Kitakaze's job. Kitakaze also has smaller guns. And a singular torpedo tube. Well, not torpedo tube in general, but a single torpedo launcher. This thing is definitely interesting. The Minakaze. And I think here's where they... Yeah, here's where they start getting okay fire rates. This is basically the same ship again, so... It took that much longer for it to end. And then you get Akizuki, which gets 4 guns of smaller caliber that fire in 3 seconds. Good fire rate on the thing. How much more XP was that? About 4,000. I was top 3 of the team with 60,000 damage. Yeah, that Yugamo was definitely not doing much. I believe so, yes. I believe my sister has pre-ordered it as an early birthday present for me. So... Because the thing with, like, me and my older siblings, their birthdays, all in March. Usually, all line up at March break. You know, the spring break. My birthday's in May. Which has always been, like, just bleh. I mean, 2 of my older siblings are twins, and the other one, you know, the oldest is a year older than them. And then I'm 7 years younger than the twins, and, yeah. Guess which one of us was an accident? No, legitimately, I was an accident. I wear that badge with honor. I wonder how much coal I'm up to. So I know I've got a nice little pile of steel now, because I've been doing some ranked. 1,400. Because I kind of want egg isle. I just forget the conversion rate between steel and coal. I think it's 1 steel is 70 coal? Something like that. Or is 1 in 30? I don't know. Though I also kind of want to hang on to it and get like flint or something. Dilemmas. Because I'm probably not going to get Smolensk or Jean Bart before they go away. That is a lot of coal to get. So I could really use an American ship to play as, given how many of you all are Americans. It would make sense for me to have something American to play that isn't a tier 3. She does not appear to be here at the moment, or at least she's not paying attention to the chat there, Zylander. Also, hello, Zylander.
Action
Good luck.
station.
Fair seas.
Wow, did all of our destroyers start? Oh, they're a division. That's why they all started there. Okay. Jutland, Yugamo, and Udalai? Okay, I don't know. I can't see its flag. It's too far away. I know Jutland is British. Yugamo is Japanese. But oh no, that was the Japanese one. This is the Udalai. Oh, it's Russian. Okay. I could have guessed that. Why did my brain go, yeah, that's the thing. Probably because there's a U in the name. Bit far away for that, Buffalo. Oh, that is a lot of dudes aiming at me. Do they have a British destroyer? No, they do not. Okay. That destroyer is just using a wide spread.
Enemy destroyer detected.
All stations reported the position of strategic targets. Many thanks.
So I should ask, how's everyone doing tonight?
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Alright is better than not alright. Ow.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target. All stations, concentrate fire.
Problem solved, sir.
There's 2 destroyers over here. Yep.
We're hulled below the waterline. We're flooding quickly.
I'm screwed. This match sucked.
Spotter airborne. The enemy are winning. Hopefully they'll do something stupid.
Well, looks like I'm going to be playing another ship for a little bit. Yeah, just to keep working on it. Where is South Carolina? The beginning of the Americans making porcupines with guns. I'm not a fan of low-tier ships, but, you know. It's mostly just because of how many destroyers are at low tiers. And this match only had one destroyer on each team. 2 carriers, but I don't have to care as much about those. Oh god, this map. This map is awful. Eh. Also, AI, if you're still around, just a thing to note, for if you play a battleship, for anyone that wants to play this game, if you play a battleship, unless it's British, load armor piercing. If it's British, load high explosive. The British battleships have enhanced high explosive. All the other nations do not have this, and will get much more damage out of just spamming armor piercing. Yet, apparently, the British battleships are boring because they spam high explosive. Even though that's, you know, literally the same thing that everything else does, but only with high explosive instead of armor piercing. Come on, Hosho. Taste my 8s! I should get my guns spun around.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship sighted.
Come on, Tenaru. Little thing. It's about to take a hit. Damn it. That didn't work as well as I hoped it would. He's throwing a torpedo at me. It feels so weird being in such a stubby little battleship. Like, this feels like a toy. It seriously does feel like a toy. I mean, it makes sense. This dispersion is a joke. So, you know, it fits with it being a toy. Well, I suppose it's not the dispersion at fault. This is gonna hurt.
Critical engine damage.
It's the sigma value.
Hold below the waterline. We're flooding quickly. Resolved, sir. There's a slim chance we may actually win this.
And yeah, also, to explain, sigma value is basically the area at which your shells will land after they've been fired. So you have your dispersion and your sigma, and they both play off of each other.
That's it, paddling. We've sunk an allied destroyer.
Jolly good show.
Try not to do anything stupid.
I'm gonna go CV hunting, because I've already done well. I don't really need to do any better than this. And I ain't gonna get to the top of the map before the end of this. Yes, I did that on purpose.
Oh, bollocks.
We're winning. Try not to do anything stupid.
Good thing I was going in a straight line anyway.
All forces capture that area.
engine damage. Problem solved, sir. We're winning. Tron to do anything stupid? That's a paddling.
Aww. If this thing was a little faster, I would have lived.
Well played, chaps.
We're winning. Tron to do anything stupid?
Yeah, buddy, that is kind of what carriers need. They really need enough damage to be a threat to something bigger than a destroyer. Yeah, I didn't have time to save them. They both fight from stealth. That is a thing people don't seem to realize, is that destroyers fight the exact same way carriers do. Like, there's really no change in how they perform. They both fight from stealth. If they're not fighting from stealth, they're generally not doing it right, or they're Russian. Like, there are a few gunboat-type destroyers, and they are the Russian ones. Like, you know, this little one only has 4-kilometer torpedoes, but these guns are pretty good. I think it has 4? No, 3. 3 guns, 5-second reload. It's not a bad gun amount or fire rate for this low of a tier. And it has a ridiculous amount of torpedoes. Like, 5 twin launchers. That is a ridiculous amount of torpedoes. But, like, let's just grab Clemson here. Because the Americans are also pretty bad for this. 2 torpedo launchers each side, so 3, 6, 9, 12 torpedoes total. 5-kilometer range, 7-kilometer detection. Good guns. Can be upgraded to have better guns. It basically just changes the type of gun it is to double barrel guns. Actually, I think it's... No, it isn't that does it. But, like, they can upgrade to these. But this is a knife fighter. It hides behind an island, waits for the battleship to come close, and then completely wrecks it. You compare that to, like, Langley. Langley's torpedoes deal 4,233 damage. Have basically no chance to flood. So, you know, and that is one thing I didn't even note here, of these are 9,900 to 11,700 damage. Every one of these torpedoes is worth 2 of Langley's. And then when we even just come to South Carolina here, it takes 19% less damage from torpedoes. So right there, you have to cut each torpedo's damage by 1/5. Hence why I wasn't really caring. I mean, that is only if you get hit on the torpedo protection. But basically, this is torpedo protection. Like, in this case, its armor belt is its torpedo protection. You get less so with this, but this is still 13% less damage. 28% less with proper torpedo protection now. New Mexico here has 40% reduced. Like, you really can't do anything to these things with carrier-based torpedoes, and they're the highest damage per drop of anything the carrier can do. At least per individual thing. I suppose the Americans' bombs hit harder, but that's only if the bomb can citadel. That damage is just the damage this will do. This probably deals around 3,000 on average. Like... And that is also, to get anything out of this, you basically need to hit with everything. Meanwhile, destroyers don't. Like, even moving up to Farragut, by this point, I believe... Yeah, they get 6.4-kilometer torpedoes, which are still really good. They have much fewer of them now. They also have the ability of going more AA defense, as much as this is literally pointless. Never do this. You lose a gun to gain some AA. It's just not worth it. I think in this case you're losing a gun. Yeah, you're literally losing a main turret just to gain some anti-aircraft. But carriers are just weak. So, have people been chatting? No, okay, it's just... I hadn't poked that since I logged in. How am I doing on the experience here? I'm getting decently close to Wyoming. For a while, I actually quite enjoyed Tier 4. I might still enjoy... Oh, good God, I did not realize the amount of guns on Wyoming. Well, that's a shotgun if I ever seen one. 6 main batteries. Jeez. I don't really want to buy it right now, though, because I don't want to spend money. Yeah, Uzmo's back. But, like, Uzmo, if the planes get close, it starts eating aircraft. It starts eating them like they're candy. Especially if it gets placed against a Tier 8 carrier. Which is something you need to factor in. It's why a lot of people play the Tier 4s, other than they're just the easiest to get into. Is they don't meet Tier 6s. Which is good for them. It means they get the best bracket. They only meet Tier 3s, 4s, and 5s. Where the Tier 6 meets Tier 5, 6, 7, and 8. The Tier 8s meet 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the Tier 10s meet 8, 9, 10. Making 4 and 10 the best places to play carriers. 6 is the worst. Which is why I only really play my carriers in operations. Because I can't be bothered to deal with matchmaking for a Tier 6 carrier. They can't get anything done.
Morning, men. Starboard 10, round the buoy and back again.
And yeah, I am kind of passionate when it comes to carriers, because that was my jam before the change. And I didn't play much back when I first started, because I was very much in a pattern of playing, and then wait, like, for a week or two, and then waiting until, and then, like, stopping for a while and waiting until Wargaming gave me a please return package. And that's how I have a lot of the low tier premiums I have. Actually, I think it's how I got all the low tier premiums. Well, no, Tier 6 isn't low tier. I was about to say, well, Dunkirk I bought, but Tier 6 is not low tier.
Hey, you in the ship. Help.
Don't go that way, Balti.
Negative.
You'll just die alone, little Balti. Well, I guess he's choosing to die alone. Oh yeah, AI. And I said if I won that battle yesterday, you'd upload something. I have a suggestion for what you could do. I want to send you a video and you record your live reaction to it. And then upload that. I think that could be fun. I'll DM it to you on Discord after the stream. Well, RNG just said I don't hit him. I need to be really careful. I really don't want this to be another awful match. And there are destroyers around. No, I should turn the other way. Ass Puncher appears to be coming over here. It isn't a Zuma, so it's not quite a cruiser, not quite a battleship. Hey, Mogami.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Nice little pair of overpens. I get to secondary brawl with a Kurfürst. This is gonna be fun. Hi, American cruiser.
Fire, fire, fire.
The Hindenburg's gonna be my primary target, though. Secondaries on the Kerr first, main guns on the Hindi. Actually, I should put my secondaries on the Hindi, too. That Kerr first, I think, is waiting for me. Maybe. No, he's definitely shooting at the Baltimore. This is going to be a terrible match.
Fire, fire, fire.
I should not have done this. I should not have tried doing that. I thought those two were going to be helping, but it seems only the Baltimore is really helping. The Azuma is just putting itself into a position where it can't do anything. Because it should have, somewhere... Is it the only Japanese cruiser without torpedoes? Probably in the hull somewhere and I just can't see it. But still, those are basically battleship guns, and it's hiding behind an island. Battleships can't shoot over islands. I also thought the game might be nice and let one of my shells citadel that Hindi. Yeah, I'll play an operation. Come here, Furious. I want to make sure I'm not on my last of this camo. Okay, I've got 10 left. Yeah, this is a thing to note, AI, where you mentioned you want to play carriers. Note how this says 158,000. Yeah, it takes a long time to get through one carrier and into the next carrier because there is no odd-tiered carriers. They took them out so that they make the rework easier. They're coming back soon. TM. Maybe. It basically takes as much experience to go from, say, Furious to Implaceable. Well, I suppose that's a little unfair. Yeah, as here. As from a tier 8 to a tier 9. Expect a long grind. The tier 4 to 6 isn't quite as bad, because as I mentioned, the tier 4 has really good matchmaking for a carrier. But the tier 6, you want to be doing operations. Just avoid defensive Newport. It's bad. It's hard, it's bad. It's not really doable with randoms. If you don't know exactly what you're doing and everybody pull their weight, you'll fail it. And a loss in operations gives the same reward as a loss in co-op. A win gives about double the reward of a win from PvP. So, you know. But basically what you're doing in the carrier is you're grinding 2 tiers of ship at a time. The tier 8 to 10 grind is even longer. Most people get bored of carriers at tier 6, with the bad matchmaking and all that. It's kind of good to work on them alongside something else. Looks like only one battleship in this match, possibly. I'm the random.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Attack the enemy naval base from the specified directions.
Taking fire. Approaching targets. We're under attack. Approaching targets. We're under attack. Approaching targets. Airborne.
Roger, proceeding to assist you.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled. Taking fire. Engaging enemy. Fighter airborne. We're under attack. Approaching targets. We're under attack. Fighter airborne. Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Autopilot mode enabled. Taking fire.
An hour of footage is nothing.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire.
I at one point, for my not completed Star Ocean series, had 4 hours of footage that I edited down to a half hour. Because yay, Fun City.
Destination reached.
It's basically the minigame city of the game.
We're under attack. Autopilot mode enabled. Airborne.
I think the longest amount of time I spent there was, well, the thing that took the longest there was the bunny races. Bunny races are hell. You might be like, wait, what? Bunny races? What are you even talking about? It's a minigame where basically it's like horse betting. Well, horse racing. You're betting on what bunny you think will get first and what bunny you think will get second. And if you're wrong, you get nothing. If you're right, you get rewards based on which bunnies it was and what rewards it was giving.
Engaging enemy.
Usually you just bet for whatever reward you're looking for and hope.
We're under attack. Enemy. We're under attack.
Which, generally, the reward you want is the bunny shoes. Even though they're kind of bad. They're basically just a thing that makes your characters move faster in battle, but the ability Godspeed does literally the same thing. And isn't heavily reliant on RNG to get.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled. Taking fire. Approaching targets. Taking fire. Autopilot mode enabled.
Nah, I'll just do it anyway. Instead of waiting for one of them to say something.
Approaching targets.
Damn it.
Airborne.
Attention. Main task complete. Retreat to the designated area.
Taking fire. Fighter airborne. Approaching targets. Taking fire. Engaging enemy. We're under attack.
Reconnaissance reporting. A second enemy reinforcement party is approaching.
Fire. Taking fire. Fighter airborne. Approaching targets. We're under attack.
Okay, I need to get these a significant distance away.
Engaging enemy. We're under attack.
It's so freaking hard to hit destroyers.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Airborne. Fighter returning to ship. Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Fighter airborne.
I'm gonna go back to working on the Kawachi. They should have the V-25. It's not really threatening anything at the moment. Or maybe it still is.
Engaging enemy.
Bombs aren't really the right thing to use on a destroyer anyway.
We're under attack.
British bombs are better for it, but they're still not really what you want. They still scatter everywhere.
Reinforcement party is approaching.
Engaging enemy.
Hit the Kohlberg. Hopefully I'll knock something out. Lose them on fire. That's good enough.
Airborne.
And yeah, I'm not advocating piracy or anything, but Sony Vegas is piratable and is a really good editing program to use. It's a lot better than VSDC.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled. Taking fire. Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Approaching targets. Taking fire. Battle ends in 5 minutes. Returning. We're under attack. Autopilot mode enabled. Airborne. Taking fire. Engaging enemy. We're under attack.
Hello, Nautilus.
Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Returning to ship. Taking fire.
Reconnaissance reporting. The 4th enemy reinforcement party is approaching.
We got a lot of guys dying.
Taking fire. Approaching targets.
Yeah, and I think Robotic is starting to work on some Twitch emotes, so keep an eye out for those.
We're under attack.
I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure she's started working on a few.
Taking fire. Airborne.
Yeah, that Arizona is not making it up here in time, so... Yep, you'll be able to.
Taking fire.
I think one of the ideas I pitched at her was just an inkling screaming into the void, so, you know. There'll be that. Potentially that, anyway. There's no saying if she'll actually do that, so... Yeah, I think once you unlock them like that, you just get them, so... Sea Star. I've gotten so many Sea Stars. I feel bad for that Normandy. I did not do a good job of protecting him. I mean, I can't confirm it, Nautilus, because the two Twitch streamers I watch, on both streams I was gifted a sub. So, like... I can't say much when it comes to that. And yes, I do know the SCP Legal Fund. I find it sad, yet at the same time hilarious, that it's a Russian that is trying to steal the copyright, basically. Yeah, if I remember right, like 5,000 of that came from Markiplier alone. Which is part of the reason why I like Markiplier. He's a good guy. At least from what he has shown on camera. He's a good guy. Oh, excuse me. And given no one's ever had anything bad to say about Markiplier, it's pretty safe to say he's probably a good person.
Morning, men. Starboard 10, round the buoy and back again.
Good luck, everyone. Try not to suck.
YouTube might implement a system like that at some point. Depends on how popular it gets on Twitch. Would be my guess. There's like one channel that like the dude that runs it just hates Markiplier. Like hates him. And like all of his videos are just like F Markiplier and you know F him for this and that, and it's like it's all just like baseless attacks. Mark has subscribed to this person because it's kind of hilarious. I think it was from, he discovered it in his video of Googling himself. I should learn what, like, if there is, like, a way of blowing your horn that would be done when you're, like, being shot at, kind of thing. Or you can spot the enemy or something. So there has to be some sort of horn signal. There always is. I should really slow down. It's their destroyer that's come up. Bit far back, Moskva. Good try, though. Oh boy, it's a Veneza. I really should have saved that. Hi, Benson. What is Benson's torp range? I think it has 12-kilometer torpedoes. I should get moving. And it just got detonated. I know the Veneza has like 12-kilometer torpedoes.
Penetration.
He's really funny. If you like horror games, Markiplier is like one of the best to watch for that. Because he not only plays the popular horror games, but he'll go digging for, like, basically crappily made horror games. And play them, and give honest critiques as a player, kind of thing. That's his 3 Scary Games videos, by the way. He's done quite a few of them. Like, he'll play crappy made or lesser known ones. Is there 0 delay on the stream? If there is that little delay, then holy shit, YouTube has improved itself. I'm used to like a 5-6 second delay. Damn it. Frickin' RNG. RNG-bus. How do you hate me, RNG-bus? Probably because I got a citadel off of a single gunfire earlier. That's probably why. Might. Yes, they can. I was like, hey, can my secondaries hit him from here? And indeed they can. Oh, come on. Spot the carrier again.
Spotter airborne.
I'm seeing the chat much faster now because I'm not using Restream chat. Restream was why the chat was coming so slowly before. Like, I still have Restream bot around because I've not, like, removed my YouTube and Twitch accounts from Restream yet. But, that Massachusetts might be getting into a position where I can hit it with my secondaries. So, like, the chat is still being carried over because, well, I just feel that's a nice thing to continue doing for people that can't create Twitch accounts. Because I know I have some viewers that need to ask their parents' permission to make accounts on stuff. And I wouldn't want, you know... I wouldn't want them to be fully left out of everything just because, you know... Moga meat! Well, I'm eating these Implacables torpedoes.
We're hull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly. Problem solved, sir.
God damn it. He has like a 30% chance to flood me.
We're flooding quickly. Fire, fire, fire.
I don't know. It definitely seems to be low if you're thinking it's, you know, no delay at all, which is good.
The enemy are winning. Hopefully they'll do something stupid.
He has like a 30% flooding chance. Come on, game.
Fire, fire, fire. Problem solved, sir.
Come on, secondaries. Damn it. This is why manual secondary sucks. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do something stupid.
How did we start losing this badly? Like, good God. I'm not even really kidding with they lost 2 ships in basically the first minute. It was their Benson and the Veneza. Wish I could have rammed that Uzumo. But my rudder was out, so I couldn't really do much of anything. We have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And I know it's not been long enough to do another run with Furious. So let's... You know, I'm going to play Hawkins. I was going to grab Exeter, but Hawkins is my inline heavy cruiser. I may as well use it. Hawkins is weird. Ship indeed. I actually wish this game was those types of boats. Because I love Age of Sail. I'm not the biggest fan of modern warships. They're just not as pretty. There's just something cool and imposing about, like, a tall ship. That, you know, even, like, modern battleships just can't... They can't capture that feel. I mean, battleships like, you know, Yamato and such are definitely imposing, but they're not to the same degree as, you know, at least to me, as like a ship of the line. Or like a Karak, or, you know, even a Corvette. I'm on single fire, aren't I? Yeah, there we go.
Morning, men. Starboard 10, round the buoy and back again.
Affirmative. Good luck, everyone. Try not to suck.
I don't.
Good luck, everyone. Try not to
I
suck.
don't see any difference in those. I mean, other than they're different emotes, but, you know. Should I see a difference? Okay, just to make sure. Yeah, I am on the wide. No, these are... There's only 2 torpedoes. I may as well go single fire. Oh, excuse me. I need to be really mindful of the tier 7s. There's not many of them, but... They will really mess up my day. Hi, Gorzia. It's one of the ones that will probably mess up my day. Or I may mess up their day. It's anybody's guess. I haven't seen a lot of emojis. So, not much of an accomplishment. Because, I mean, I don't tend to use emojis, so...
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on full alert.
That thing has a lot of health, jeez.
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on normal alert. Fire. Battleship detected. Problem solved, sir.
Oh, god damn it. I wanted that. Boink!
We've destroyed an allied cruiser.
I did my job. I don't mind you spamming emotes. I mean, I wish I could have killed that battleship too, but someone else had to go and kill them. Yeah. Back into Uzumo. I kind of want to see if I can get Yamato tonight. At the very least, get it researched tonight. I mean, if I get to the point of being able to research it, but I don't have the silver for it, I'm gonna hold off and just keep playing Uzumo, because I like Uzumo. And just keep building up experience that way. Yeah, having a Bob Ross emote would be nice. Bob Ross is awesome. I mean, I'm sure there's a Bob Ruse as well. Who is also probably pretty awesome. Or at least Bob Ross would want us to think he's awesome. So would Mr. Rogers. They'd both want us to think he's awesome.
Hands to action station.
Whoop. I accidentally did it twice. That's what I get for trying to reach the F10 key with my left hand from holding down A. But an airplane isn't a ship. I don't care. Use all the emotes you want. Well, a plane isn't a ship. An aircraft carrier is a ship, though. Hence why there is aircraft carriers.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Sadness. Ow. It's not very nice, Skarn. Well, Sharn. There. Saying Skarn. But it's Sharn. Scharnhorst.
Spotter airborne.
Ah, the Gene Bart is also aiming at me. And firing high explosive. Okay. I'm officially not afraid of that Gene Bart.
Battleship sighted. Confirmed penetration.
I am, however, kind of annoyed with this Mahan, because it is not doing its job. Got a problem with toilets? Thank you, Cleveland, for burning to death. There's a little man celebrating.
Spotter returning to ship. There's a slim chance we may actually win this.
Alright, Jadens, have a good night. Shells landed all around him. They look like the same size to me. Just one has an arrow by it. It's more phone and then phone to the right. You know, for all those times you really wanted to tell someone your phone is on the right. I should also take the premium spotter off of this thing.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Yeah, but you'd only have room for like 3 characters, so it would only be useful for writing out ass.
Help! Help!
Yeah, it kinda is. It's Because it isn't a Nautilus shell here, it's a conch. Ah, that's fine, AI. It's what you normally do, so, I mean... ain't nothing out of the ordinary.
Main turret critically damaged.
I don't care, the turret 3's out. Right, Scharnhorst has torpedoes. Scharnhorst.
Hull breach. Heading on water quickly. Problem solved, sir.
Nah, I won't say it. People will get at me for it. I hate having to spot because destroyers can't be bothered. Like, whatever Mahan it was here that was spawned on this side of the map, that was sitting behind, I think it was this island, or it was maybe this one, firing shells over it instead of spotting. Hello, Emerald. Well, you never know, Nautilus. You might need an emote for you know, saying what lunar cycle it is. What's am I even gonna want on this thing? I suppose probably Superintendent. And then concealment. And then what? I suppose this. This is gonna be my heavy cruiser captain, so yeah, I can't figure out where all the points are gonna go. But he's going to eventually be on Goliath here. Well, they're not always late. I just need to be awake in time to do a day stream. And that's the only problem there. How far along am I on Orion? Iron Duke is next, and I am 6,000 experience. So I'm about halfway to Iron Duke. It shouldn't be so bad, but I don't like early battleships. Their Sigma values suck. But I really don't want to spend a mil on a new battleship right now, either way. Yeah, let's play a ranked battle. That I can't help if it's happening during your class time. I feel like we have the better team. I mean, there's apparently a Russian bias, so I mean, Russian ships right there. And they only have one Russian ship.
Morning, men. Starboard 10, round the buoy and back again.
I mean, you don't need to stop. You do not need to bow. Definitely not on the go. Any of you know what I'm even referring to. Random Steph conspiracy theory. That show, it's a children's TV show. The characters in it have been kidnapped and are just being forced to do all of these adventures. As a joke, Robotic and I watched the first 2 episodes of Bo on the Go. And, like, quite often, the whole gimmick of the show, think Dora the Explorer, but they keep asking you to exercise. The whole gimmick is every now and again, you know, Bo will stop and go, hey, do this motion with me. And then occasionally they'll dance. And the face of the animated model is just, like, dead, like, trying to fake enthusiasm.
Enemy battleship sighted.
That's headed for me.
Enemy battleship sighted.
You're on your own, sunshine.
Fire, fire, fire.
Come on, Smalley, rip him a new anus.
Problem solved, sir.
Attention, reporting the target position.
This is gonna hurt. That's AP from the Thunderer.
Fire, fire, fire. Problem solved, sir.
All stations requesting fire support.
What are you even going on about, Emerald?
Enemy destroyer sighted.
The enemy destroyer has not been sighted! Jingles! I should probably just bide my time a bit, but Caution, what's that? There it is, it's way over there now.
There's a slim chance we may actually.
My phone's never not plugged in. Well, I suppose I can't say that. It's currently not plugged in. But that's because the tablet is currently plugged in, and they use the same charger. So, my phone is currently right here.
Hang in there. Help is on the way. Affirmative.
Can I see how much this is? No. What? What? Yep. No emoji for it being plugged in, but you do have phone to the right. Because phone to the right is more important.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
It is far more important to be able to say that your phone is to the right.
Nice work.
Oh god, all these reload buffs. I see you have discovered the inanimate object tag. Woo! Rank 12. That's a lot of stuff. I probably did not do very well. Yeah. Hey, I did better than the Russian bias. So, you know, there's that. Uzma run. How close am I now, I wonder? 42,000. Given I was like 74,000 before, I've made decent progress tonight. I should just hit port. I have 1,000 steel. I wish I could see the steel reduction without, you know, having enough. Okay, so I can't get a 25. I can, however, get this. I don't want Campbellton, but that's helping me figure out how much I've got. I wish I could remember the conversion rate, and it doesn't tell you. It might in here. Ah, it's 1 to 10. Okay. So this is 10,000 more coal. So I have 24,000. So I'm almost to being able to get Yubari, which I don't want. Also, a thing I want to note. Anyone looking at the armory here and sees this and goes, man, Tier 5 Russian battleship premium. As, you know, it's, you know, I want to get that. Don't. Just don't. Because it's this thing, but Tier 5. The inline Tier 5 isn't that same World War I design. This is actually a decent battleship design. And then it moves back to a World War I design, but with some pretty big guns and a lot of them. So, you know. Oh god, Nautilus is over here drawing penises on people's faces. But Ismail is an amazing ship. I usually hate this design of battleship, but the fact that these 3 guns are all pointed the same way helps it a lot. And you get Sinop, which is just a great ship as well. The Russian battleships in general are just great, but they are brawlers. You basically need to get in close and knife fight with them. Excuse me. Georgias. Those are premiums. Because the Iowa's the inline. Yeah, Georgia's the big guns. It's over here with me. Massachusetts. Okay. It's also a premium. Yeah, this is just the emoji night. I am going to be very curious to just check my restream statistics occasionally just to see what the most used of anything is. Because they track all of that. So, like, they track, like, who said, like, what words are used the most, even. Like, it's really interesting to look at. But I also just like weird statistics, so maybe it's just me. I am fully expecting freaking Ahigo to be like one of the most popular words, all because of that one stream.
Help!
Thing is, it counts emojis and words as different things. So, emoji might be the most used word tonight, but usually it's, you know, things like LOL or hi or, you know, stuff like that. Simple words like I and am and, you know, and stuff like that. One stream, it was legitimately E. Which I'm not surprised by. Oh, there are 210s here. I'm gonna pull out wide. I really do not want to be that close. Mogami, are you trying to torpedo our Cossack? Those are boots, not feet. False advertising. I mean, there might be. There's an emoji for right phone, so I'm sure there's a foot.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. All stations requesting fire support. All stations requesting fire support.
That is kind of shocking.
All stations concentrate fire on the target. Attention, reporting the target position. All stations requesting fire support.
I didn't even get a secondary hit on him, jeez. I mean, this is just a water gun, so, I mean, it's perfectly child-friendly. Maybe that's why they don't have a foot. Because there's just too many feet fetishes, so it's just like, no, we can't have this. Advertisers are gonna lose their minds. will be sued because a foot is not acceptable thing for a child to see. Wow, this enemy team is getting stomped. I missed. Like, I can't say that's the actual reason, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Well, I got some damage.
All stations provide fire support.
Spotter returning to ship.
I should just go around the island the other way, but I should be able to make this turn. Damn it, ricochets. See, there's some feet. I knew there had to be some. I believe we have found the foot fetishist, because Emerald spent so long looking for those.
All stations concentrate fire on the target.
Destroy detected. Enemy cruiser detected.
This match is gonna suck for me. Gearing. You're not helping. I need to see when I'm being torpedoed at. I knew they were coming, I just didn't know exactly from where.
We're hull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly. Problem solved, sir.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
We've blown up an allied destroyer.
God damn it.
Main turret critically damaged.
Attention, clear the target position.
Fire, fire, fire. Spotter airborne.
Oh, he's gonna boink me. Maybe. Yeah, he's gonna ram me. Maybe I'll actually get a ramming ribbon this time.
Destroyed an allied battleship.
I don't doubt that was probably in an anime. Well, not exactly an anime, but you know what I mean. A Japanese animated show. Time is 1:39 a.m. Okay, there's Audacious. It's the first one of those I've seen in this. Worcestershire is arguably better than Salem. Salem being a heavy cruiser, Worcester being a light cruiser. Both being American, they spam HE over islands. So, you know.
Hands to action stations.
Good luck, everyone. Try not to suck. Let's kick some ass and take some names.
Alright, Emerald. Have a good night.
Tough luck, sunshine. Good luck and fair seas. Cheers, my dears.
Knocked out a fair few AA guns on that Hindi. House just broke a couple more things. Oh, that poor Hindi. It's quite an interesting face to make.
Stations, concentrate fire on the target. Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert. Enemy battleship detected.
There's another fire on the Kurfürst.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
Target position. All stations requesting fire support.
Okay, I don't think that Monty's gonna be much threat to me. I do not look like Stephen King. That is an insult to that man. You go apologize to Stephen King right now. God damn it. This is gonna hurt. Oh! That was close.
Fire, fire, fire.
No, I do not.
Problem solved, sir. Fire, fire,
Well, at least I
fire.
hit the Salem. No, I look like a neckbeard, because I am a neckbeard.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert. Fire, fire, fire.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert. Problem solved, sir.
All stations requesting fire support. All stations requesting fire support.
Did that a little early. And now I'm burning in two places. Bleh. I might be able to stay alive, though. Okay.
Enemy aircraft carrier detected. Problem solved, sir.
Yeah, he's about to bomb me. Hopefully, I'll have my defensive AA back in time. Okay, I do have it again.
Enemy battleship detected.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Gonna eat as many of his planes as I can. Because he's about to kill me. Or not. Dodged!
Attention, reporting the target position.
Huh. Probably, I haven't really had a chance to read what you're saying, Nautilus. I'm sorry.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
I'm trying to keep up with what you're saying, but right now it is not the easiest. Does Salem get smoke? Hmm. Ow. Really hurt losing our destroyer early. Stephen King doesn't really look like a nerd, though. He looks like a grizzled old man. With glasses. And I'm a young man who needs glasses.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Capture that position.
The enemy's about to win.
Yes, yes it is. I am mildly terrified. Because A, my immune system is not great. And B, robotics is worse. So... yeah, I may as well just back into this. This is gonna take a while, probably. Like, it's not a major outbreak here yet. I think it's literally one case, but... Ugh. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that has to be done in randoms. I'm not great at being in top 3 in randoms. I wish I had a tier 8 carrier. This would be done in no time if I did. Guess I'll just reset this one. This needs to be... Oh, I'm not in the suitable battle type. That's the thing. Okay. It's something to be worried about, that is for sure. I wouldn't say to be too worried yet, but be prepared is the best thing I can say. Like, as dumb as this sounds, I've legitimately started eating healthier because I want to give my immune system that boost. I should also start going for walks more so I can be around the more common diseases that are around, like the flu and such. So I can actually start building an immunity to those, too. Because, well, I get sick really easily. Okay. 15-point captain. It caps at 19. I'm going to have 5 points in total here. So, I think... 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, that seems about the best I could go for. Another point, I'll get high alert, and then after that, I'll go for basics of survivability. Like, definitely don't think it's not an issue, because it is, but... no sense causing, you know... mass panic yet. Though it did get me thinking. The UN should really have something in place so that when an outbreak like this happens, they can, a country can just fully quarantine itself. Like, imagine if China could have just shut its borders the moment they discovered the virus. And not had to worry about not making money during that time. Then we would be talking about it as, yeah, it's happening. And it's, something to be worried about. But then the rest of the world could be working on a cure instead of worrying, oh god, are they going to, is it going to come to our country? Is it going to hit our country? Is it going to, destroy our country? Thing is, like, say China can't just shut its border. Their economy would crash because there's nothing in place to compensate them for doing it. Like, imagine if the UN had every country that's a part of it put 1 to 2% of their GDP into a fund specifically for cases like this. So that if a disease is discovered in a country that could become a global pandemic, they can safely shut their borders and not have to care about losing out on money because there's this fund that they're going to be given for doing so. And with every country in the UN, 1 to 2% of every country's GDP would immediately basically give whatever country did it their yearly earnings in, a single payment. Just for having the world and, the safety of the world in mind. But sadly, the world works on money. And no such fund has ever been set up, so... Therein lies the problem. Go, little Kitakaze! See, the UN isn't exactly known for doing what is smart. Hell, the UN has spent the past couple of years sitting around arguing that somehow women in Western countries aren't equals to men. I really don't see how. Ah, there's a wage gap. Yes, that only exists if you ignore circumstance. It's funny how that works. Alright, Nautilus. I'm just rambling about something that will probably get me a lot of hate in the future. It's fine. But have a good night. I think I already said that, but still. Like, the wage gap, to me, makes no sense of how they calculate it. Basically, how they calculate it is taking everybody who makes, that is in a career path, regardless of position, and gather their wage and see what it's like. Ignoring skill of the worker, ignoring everything, except flat income. Which just doesn't make sense. That's not how people get paid. Especially in more skill-based things. And, like, if you're gonna look at, like, CEOs... Well, if one CEO is making less money, then that just means that CEO is not as good at paying themselves as the next CEO. Because CEOs make whatever they want to make.
Fire, fire, fire.
They pay themselves. But if you do that, you do in general find that women make less money. But women also have this thing that takes them out of work for, you know, usually at least 4 months, called getting pregnant and giving birth. Like, men don't have that. I mean, yeah, we're part of what causes it, but we don't give birth. We don't tend to take work off for that. That does also mean that men are much more likely to be promoted because they know the guy isn't going to be leaving if he gets pregnant because he can't get pregnant. Is that mildly sexist? Maybe. But to me, it's smart business.
All forces requesting cover fire.
It doesn't so much make a lot of sense to have, you know, very important people able to be, you know, taken away from your workforce at, you know, a drop of a hat, basically. Because they made a life decision, you know.
Fire, fire, fire.
In an ideal world, yeah, everyone would get paid the exact same amount no matter what. But we're not living in an ideal world, and that just wouldn't work economically. So... we're living in a very lonely world.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Ow.
Hey, you in the ship. Help!
Main turret critically damaged. The enemy are winning.
Kitakaze, did you forget you have torps? There it goes. You could have done that ages ago, but nope. It's even running the torp reload booster instead of smoke. Because that's smart. Wait, is that a 7 launcher? I don't know. I'd have actually hit him if my corpse wasn't in the way. I think it was my corpse anyway. Kind of falls on that Kitakaze. Though I think I will have that match be the last one for tonight. I know I don't much like leaving at a loss, but I'm tired. It's like 2 a.m. I should be getting to bed here soon. I will wait and see the results, though. But I will state for the record, because I know in the future this will probably get brought up at some point. If I was running a business and had employees, every single one of them would make a flat rate no matter what they try to negotiate. They get paid the rate. I don't care their gender, I don't care what. If you're in a position, you get paid that rate. That is how careers should work. But where current careers work off of what, most of them anyway, like your non like say store clerk jobs. You know, your things like I don't know. Let's use an easy one, game programmer. You're shown a salary and you're supposed to negotiate that to be higher. I hate that. I'd like that to just go away. There should just be a flat salary for whatever it is. And the argument could be made of, oh, well, not every job can have that. Yes, every job can have that. It's pretty easy. It's kind of what minimum wage was all about. Was setting a base minimum wage, and there should really be, you know, set wages for everything that the industries themselves should agree upon. And you could still have competition in profits. Say one games company offers $150,000 a year for a position. The next one can go, well, hey, we'll give you $160,000. That's what we'll have ours at. You know, we've got all of these companies to agree that this is the rate we're gonna pay. And even just past having an industry standard, at least have it be a standard within the company. Much like it is at, say, a supermarket. Every cashier starts making the exact same amount of money. Depending on how long they're with the company, they get raises at specified times. It doesn't matter what gender you are, you get your raise when you get your raise, and it's for being at the company for long enough. Like, that is probably the best way of running careers. That's not how high-paying careers work in Western society, or even Eastern society. It's not how it works in any society, because that way, if it worked like that, then people would have to actually be paid what their time is worth, instead of what CEOs want to pay you. I'd love to say that's the reason I don't have a job, but it isn't. I don't have a job because I'm a high school dropout, and I'm brutally honest about that. I don't like lying about that because I'm not proud of it. Yeah, let's see. 33,000. I knocked this down by over half, so that's not bad for 3 hours work. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 battles. Yeah, it's not bad, considering most of those were losses, and a lot of them I had terrible damage in. Excuse me. I know the free experience counts, too. But yeah, with all that, thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully I shall see you here tomorrow for the YouTube exclusive day, of which I will probably play Splatoon. Don't exactly know yet, though. That said, I hope everyone has a good night. There is a Discord, should you wish to join it. It's linked in the description down below. There's also a link to my Twitch channel. It's not all that important. I won't be streaming on there again until Monday. But on Monday is a Twitch exclusive day, so if you want to watch the streams on Monday, then you need to be on the Twitch. Yeah, with all that voice crack. With all that out of the way, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you here tomorrow for hopefully a day stream and a night stream. See you all then. Jeez, Streamlabs is not happy.